financing alternative for the business. Okay, so everybody can see my slide now. Can you see my slide?
Yes, that I can see.
Okay, thank you. Okay, helping startup ventures locate the fundings. Okay, these are the three, maybe the three sources of fund for the venture. The first one is facilitators, and second one is consultants and intermediaries. Okay, and then the facilitators is the facility that the business or the venture can use, okay, to fund their business. And consultants are maybe they can get a consultant or advice to start or to continue or to enhance their business. And the intermediary, it can be like the apa nama dia, the intermediary that help the entrepreneur to get a funding. Okay, three parties that may help to source a funds to the entrepreneur. Facilitator, facilitator like a bank lah. They facilitate, they give the financing. Consultant, they give advice. Okay, sometimes this consultant give advice as well as give financings like a tekun. Okay, dia bagi advice to the businessman or to the entrepreneurs, and at the same time they provide a micro funding. Okay, micro financing lah to the entrepreneur. Okay, so commercial and venture bank lending from the commercial banks and lending from venture bank. Okay, the difference between these two is commercial banks, when they lend their money to the entrepreneur, no involvement of the shares of the business entity. It's separate lah. They just provide a funding, then that's it. And then in the future, they just hope or wait for the entrepreneurs to pay or to return back the fund that they gave to them. But for the venture banks, they may become a business partner, a venture together with the business. Okay, so it may include warrants, right to buy equity, because this one may involve equity ownership, sharing of equity ownerships. Like kalau in Islamic financings, maybe the bank provide a mudarabah or musyarakah based financings, because mudarabah and musyarakah is partnership. When the bank give funds to the entrepreneur, then basically they becomes a partner to the entrepreneur. Okay, based on kalau mudarabah tu is profit sharing, they will agree on the profit sharing ratio at the beginning. Okay, for and then apa nama dia, profit sharing and loss borne by the capital provider, which is the bank. That is mudarabah lah. But for the musyarakah, it is profit sharing and loss sharing, profit and loss sharing. Because for musyarakah ni, both parties, bank and the customer, both of them provide a capital like 50-50 for their joint venture. Okay, to start a new project, like say they need capital 100k, so 50k from the bank will finance, and 50k from the entrepreneur. So they will share any profit, and they will share also when, if in case the loss happen. Okay, it's a venture lah, venture funding. But for the commercial banks, like we have here SME Bank. Okay, as a SME Bank, they provide financing to the entrepreneurs, but they do not become a partner. They just provide financing. They assist the business. Okay, two types of the financings here. Okay, 5 C's of credit analysis. Basically, when the banks or any institutions want to proceed with apa nama dia, financings to the entrepreneur, they will look into these 5 elements. The first one is capacity to repay, the capacity of the business to repay back the financing, and then the capital. Okay, the capital that invested to the to the venture, or the money that needed, okay, and then how much lah, and depends on the capacity. Kalau big capacity, big business, and then they need a big capital, and then they will look at also at the collateral that presented to them. Okay, some financing products need collateral. If in case anything happens, when the entrepreneur fail to pay the loan or the financings, the collateral will be used, okay, to to replace or to pay the financing. And then the conditions, focus on intended purpose of the loan, the conditions that they agree. So these conditions will refer to the types of financings. Types of financing, like financing for startup, financings for maybe for enhance the business. So because many financing kan. Okay, and then the character, general impressions you make on the potential lender or investor. The character of the entrepreneur itself when they apply for the loan. What are the character? Okay, is it is confidence enough? So they will look at this one, all the 5 criteria of the entrepreneur when they want to seek financing from the institutions or from any financier. So I just give a briefly just the theoretical part on the financing. So the common loan restrictions, maintenance of accurate records and financial statements. I think this is normal. Kalau macam bank dia nak bagi fund kepada sesebuah business, so basically they will need them to submit a few documents, a record of financial statement. Tengok annual report macam mana, cash flow macam mana, so how they maintain for few years, okay. And then the limits on total debt. Tengoklah how big the business is, so they will give a maximum financing. And then restrictions on dividends or other payments to owners and or investor if they have lah. Kalau macam ada certain dividends, ada payments to owners, macam ada kriteria lah yang the banks put. Kalau let's say this business give dividends to the investor, so how much? Is it too high? If too high, maybe it will affect the financial conditions of the business. Maybe the banks will restrict a certain rate for the dividends will be given to the investors. Okay, and to the owners, because owner basically they have equity ownership to the business. Owner will receive dividends also. And then restrictions on additional capital expenditure. Adalah restriction yang dia put, you tak boleh guna this capital for this certain types of expenditure, like nak pergi give allowance kepada shareholders, more allowance or certain restriction. It depends on the institutions lah or the bank. So that's among the restrictions. Maybe if in practice there will be more restrictions, like if the financing from the government, the government may have certain restrictions, like maybe these certain types of financing only for B40 group kan, itu pun types of restriction juga. And then for certain business only, maybe for food industry, not for the textile industry. That depends on the financer. Okay, and then restrictions on sale of fixed asset. So tak boleh nak jual for certain period of times. Fixed asset tak boleh jual, for example. And then performance standards on financial ratios. Dia ada dia punya cut point dia. So you punya return on equity, these are the maximum. Kalau below that, then we cannot approve your application. And then current tax and insurance payment, dia adalah certain restrictions that they impose. Okay, this one just an example. Why ventures may not get debt financing? Kenapa? Apa yang menyebabkan diorang gagal nak apply financing ni? Why we call debt financing? Because the financing is a debt. Hutang lah sebenarnya financing tu. Kan? So large portions of startup assets are intangible and provide no collateral. Dia ada macam apa intangible asset je. Maksudnya dia tak ada physical shop, tak nampak pun. Maybe dia provide service sahaja. So macam mana the banks tu nak menilai value the business? Let's say they provide a business service proofreading and then nak seek for financings. So how they want to present dia punya asset? Asset macam mana? Kan? Ada laptop saja proofreader, ada laptop dengan printer. So tak banyak je lacking of the tangible. Okay. Lepas tu then tak ada collateral nak present macam mana. Then receivable either don't yet exist or collection history is inadequate. Maybe baru seminggu buka business. So and then tak ada pula customer yang berhutang. And then because a receivable is considered as asset, current asset to the business. Okay. So tak cukup. This information tak cukup, maksudnya experience for the business is not enough. So susah nak menilai. So when they difficult to value ataupun to examine the financial conditions of the business, itu sebab macam susah nak approve. Okay. And then kalau macam collection history is inadequate, like macam ada financial statement, bank financial statement tak ada, and then ada few weeks saja, few months saja which is tak cukup, and then not economically plausible for bank to use management involvement in a defaulting new venture. Okay, not economically plausible for the bank to use management involvement in a new defaulting venture. Okay. Ni pun tak boleh lah. Tak boleh nak guna kalau macam in a defaulting new venture. Sekejap ya. So the bank not economically possible for the bank to use management involvement in defaulting new venture. So tak boleh lah nak macam when they don't have these kinds of information, financial statement pun macam tak ada. So the bank cannot use dia punya macam own apa nama dia, let's say they have orang dalam management involvement, okay, so tak boleh nak guna orang dalam lah. Not macam dia akan bring risk to the bank walaupun they have a bank officer yang kenal these types of business ni, so itu tidak akan diambil kira. So risk characteristic not a good match to demand deposits or other banks liabilities. Risk characteristic not a good match to demand deposit or other bank liabilities. Dia punya risk macam mana? Yang ni macam mana I nak terangkan? Risk characteristic not a good match to demand deposit or the bank liabilities. Macam I think this type of business ni yang macam tak layak untuk bank bagi loan kepada mereka sebab dia punya risk ni maybe high risk, too risky for the bank. If they give, the bank will be in risky. So bank will not be confident enough lah because this kinds of business is risky. Let's say because they don't have any customer. Kalau macam ni receivable tak ada, maksudnya dia tak ada customer. No proof that they have enough customer. Okay, and then they can sustain in future because a record on the financial statement pun tak ada semua. So it is risky for the bank. Let's say the bank today the bank give and then next day, tomorrow the business close. So what will happen to the bank? Okay. Okay, some reason for using credit card financing. Okay, maybe we can use credit card. So to start the business. Ease of obtaining credit card debt. Potential low cost when rolling balance across various cards. I think potential high cost pun ia juga kalau we do not manage it properly. Okay. And then personal guarantees required on regular bank loans. Okay, so kalau kita guna credit card ni, it's stated that it's personal guarantees lah. So the bank, because if we have used the bank credit card and then the bank can see the statement of the card we use and we pay no lapse in the payment, it can be guaranteed for us to get financings from the bank. So memang mudah nak dapatkan credit card ni, and then mudah juga kita untuk tidak bayar credit card ni. It's very dangerous too. Okay, and because this is the opinion from the Western, then I have to state our opinion jugalah. So many cases of unpaid credit card pun banyak juga. So be careful. Okay. Kalau bagi I, better elakkan credit card kalau nak buka bisnes. So small business administration ni, SBA ni, it is like a tekun. Okay, this one in the US punya context, created by an act of Congress for the purpose of fostering the initiations and growth of small business. So I will share with you the tekun punya ni, provide capital and credit, guarantees general business loans, help create new jobs in small business, slightly similar lah, facilitates investment through venture capital programs, so many programs, okay, small business from the SBA ni. Provide disaster loans, works with regulatory agency, help small firms obtain government business, lebih kurang juga, and here in Malaysia, provide management and technical assistance, implement asset sales program. Okay, I think I just proceed with the SBA lagi. SBA lagi, some specific SBA program like macam ni, loan, commercial bank, inilah loan ni, this one loan type, micro loan, venture capital. Okay, this one US punya. Ada government financing program, nanti I will share, receivable lending and factoring. What is factoring? Factoring is selling receivable to a third party at a discount from their face value. Okay, so this one the conventional practice lah. Kalau Islamic practice, we are not allowed to sell the receivable. Selling receivable meaning that we selling debt. Because receivable is considered as asset, it is future asset for the company. That's why the conventional one, they are allowed to sell their asset receivable to a third party. Maksudnya dia jual customer dia kepada third party at a discount from their face value. Let's say dia ada receivable 100k, they sell their customer ni receivable ni to 90k value discount to the third party. Maksudnya dia transfer dia punya customer kepada company lain, selling of receivable. And then receivable lending, use of receivable as collateral for a loan. Receivable ni become a collateral for them to obtain loan from the bank. Certain bank receive this one because it's only collateral, not selling like this. Okay, but this receivable is actually from Islamic point of view, this receivable is actually still uncertain. Okay, uncertain because we do not know whether the customer here, the receivable here will be paid or not. How about if the receivable here is unpaid receivable? So customer dia default receivable. So macam mana? So if default receivable, it is not asset. Okay, it become debt. Okay, receivable lending. You use receivable as collateral to get a financing. And then vendor financing, accounts payable. Vendor financing, account payable and trade notes. Vendor financing. Terms like two into, so I don't know. Mortgage lending. Venture leasing. Mortgage lending is mortgage kan asset, fixed asset ni mortgage. Mortgage lending ni I think disewakan mortgage lah, disewakan dia punya asset to get a financings. And then venture leasing contracts where one component of the return to the lessor is a type of ownership in the venture, usually through warrants. Venture leasing ni dia macam dia nak dapatkan dia dapat financings tapi dia leasekan dia punya equity. Is a type of ownership in the venture. Leasing contract where one component of the return to the lessor is a type of ownership. Okay, dia bagi ownership lah. Okay, but it is not permanent ownership. They just lease the ownership. So when they lease the ownership, the investor will give them money, but they will give them ada return monthly macam tu. Okay, so dia banyak sangat dia punya innovations to get the financings, especially in the conventional context. Okay, sometimes it is opposite to the Islamic contract lah, because it having elements of uncertain or unfair, okay, to the needy. Okay, and then direct of public offering. Okay, the business also when they go big, they can offer a DPO, direct public offering, security offering made directly to a large number of investor. Dia open, dia nak collect 1 million, so they open to the public, nak beli berapa unit. So when public beli, so dia akan dapat portions of the equity lah. At this time, direct public offering have not been a significant challenge to traditional venture capital funding or investment banking services. Okay, this one the way they collect money from the public at large, they issue DPO ni. Okay dah. Okay, I just want to share with you the the Tekun punya initiative. Okay, let's say here. Ni ada Graduate Entrepreneur Development Program. Okay, corporate info. So mission of Tekun ni, tengok mission dia. Objective to provide microfinancing that is easy, fast and entrepreneur friendly, to provide guidance and support service to Tekun entrepreneurs. So we should become Tekun entrepreneur lah, we just register with them. To establish entrepreneur communities and networks, to cultivate an entrepreneur culture and encourage the practice of savings among entrepreneurs, to ensure that loans handed out can be recollected on time so that it can be redistributed to other entrepreneurs. So these are the objective of Tekun. So we look at here, so many product that they offer to the entrepreneur here. Nanti kita tengok, okay, kita ada Tekun Niaga Financing Scheme. Teman Tekun, Ar-Rahnu pun ada. Okay, some other types of financing is also Ar-Rahnu. What is Ar-Rahnu? Ar-Rahnu ni, bila kita sebut Ar-Rahnu, dia mesti melibatkan emas. Biasanya bank yang paling famous provide Ar-Rahnu product ni, bank apa? Tahu tak?
Bank Rakyat.
Bank Rakyat. Bank Rakyat biasanya dah lama sangat dia offer Ar-Rahnu. Okay, then kalau you nak beli emas yang murah, pergi Bank Rakyat. Okay, pergi dekat branch je. Biasanya dekat every branch of Bank Rakyat, I think every ke ataupun certain branch, they will have a gold box. Dekat kaunter, tepi kaunter tu, dia ada gold box tu, dia akan letak display banyak gold jewelries lah. Bukan gold bar tu, jewelries. Kenapa dia letak dekat situ? Bila jewelries tu ada dekat situ, maksudnya dia nak go for auction. Okay, auction. Auction apa sebenarnya? Bukan gadai, apa? Auction lah, maksudnya itu adalah lelong. Jewellery yang tak ditebus. Maksudnya customer dia dah letak jewellery je dekat bank rakyat, then dia gagal membayar dia punya loan kepada bank rakyat. Bank rakyat akan lelongkan dia punya gold tu kepada guna discount rate. So dia akan murah 20% daripada market price. Okay, kalau nak cari emas murah pergi bank rakyat, tengok dekat box dia tu, and then dia akan bagi satu form auction. Kita nak nombor mana? Nak bracelet ke? Dia akan tag lah bracelet nombor 1. Rantai ni nombor 2, kita nak nombor mana? And then kita nak berapa harga dia, macam tu. Dia akan bagi tahulah yang ni harga berapa, yang tu harga berapa. And then submit. Okay, so they will collect the submission, the form, and at the end of the month, dia akan tengok siapa yang offer yang paling tinggi ataupun kita offer the same price yang dia dah bagi. Kalau we are the only one yang submit the form for the certain ataupun nombor 1 kita seorang je, kita akan dapat. Dia akan contact kita dan dia kata, you berjaya membeli emas ni. Sila datang ke bank rakyat untuk tebus this bracelet. Macam itulah. So what is Ar-Rahnu ni? Ar-Rahnu is pawnbroking, Islamic pawnbroking. When people do not have enough money but at the same time they have a jewellery with them, dia ada cincin, dia ada rantai, dia bawa ke bank rakyat akan timbang dan value harga tu, okay, and then based on market value lah on that day, okay. So only I think 80 to 90% sahaja kalau okay, dia customer let's say A ni dia bawa lah a few dia punya jewelleries, okay, dah timbang harga semuanya maybe dalam 10,000. So bank rakyat tak bagi dia hutang ataupun financing for 10,000, tak boleh. Dia akan bagi 90% je paling banyak, 90%. So 90% over 10,000 is 9,000 lah kan. So 9,000 customer ni akan dibagi financing sebanyak 9,000 and at the same time, okay, at the same time dia kena bayar macam upah simpan. Tapi upah simpan tu is very minimal lah. Let's say and then Ar-Rahnu ni biasanya short period of times, 6 months, maximum pun 1 year dia punya financing tu. Okay, we give you 9,000, you have to pay your 9,000 ni within 6 months for example. Okay, 6 months, 9,000 plus upah simpan. Upah simpan maybe dalam RM100, RM200, itu sahaja. And then dia akan divide. Setiap bulan tu nak kena bayar berapa? Bayar sikit je lah. Okay, so that one is another way ataupun another way for the entrepreneur when they want to start a business. They just need a very small portion of capital, then they can bring dia punya jewelleries to be become Ar-Rahnu, become bukan mortgage, pawnbroking kan, pawn by the with the bank rakyat, with the bank lah. Okay, so tengok ni eligibility, tengok dekat sini, this one Ar-Rahnu is given by the code. So individuals age 18 and above as follow: Malaysian citizen with the status of permanent must possess an identity card, employees of the national including their spouse, and this one are not allowed. Tak boleh lah. Anyone that have related with tekun tak boleh. And then accepted gold standard dia ada. Gold content 99, 95, 916, this one so berapa karat ni, this one the quality. Then margin dia, margin of financing, margin up to 80%. So maximum is 80%. Marhun tu yang barang yang harga emas tu, marhun subject matter lah. And then the minimum amount is RM100. So the maximum mortgage financing for individual is up to 100,000, 100,000. Okay, not more than 100,000. So mortgage period 6 months. See, financing period 6 months. Extension period 6 plus 6 lah. Sampai macam tu je. Maksudnya maximum is 1 year. Dia memang short term, memang dia tak nak hold lama-lama. So storage fee ni sebab bank akan simpan dia punya emas, is quite risky for the bank to keep. So storage fee is 50 cents for each 100 marhun value. 50 cents for each 100. Okay. So ada servis, kalau tidak bayar macam tu je, bayar this one additional, minimal payment. And then ada servis iSimpan, Rahnu Tekun also provide service to store gold. And then the storage fee 60 cents for each 100. This one just kita tak nak apa nama dia risk for us to save our own gold at home, so we ask them to pay. Macam tu je. To keep the gold, untuk simpan untuk kita. This one other than Rahnu lah. Okay, just suruh dia orang simpan, kita bayar storage fee. Air cuci. This one storage period is 6 months. And then air cuci, cleaning of jewellery. Fees charged as low as RM3 per item. Very minimal. Okay. This one pun medium lain untuk dapatkan capital for the SME. Okay. So dia kena, kalau macam dia kena tebus lah, kalau 6 month period of financing dia kena bayar semua dalam masa 6 bulan. Kalau dia tak bayar dalam masa 6 bulan, so Tekun ni adalah dalam perjanjian dia tu, Tekun ni akan bagi reminder, maybe extension is 1 month to pay, but after that they have right to go for auction. Okay, because they are risky and then they want to dia nak ambil balik dia punya duit tu kan, so that they can give financing to others. Okay, itu saja Rahnu. Okay, cuba tengok Tekun punya produk yang lain. Initiative by Tekun for COVID-19. Apa yang Tekun bantu kalau COVID-19? Okay, inisiatif Tekun COVID-19, skim pembiayaan mobile preneur. So pembiayaan modal kepada usahawan perkhidmatan penghantaran menggunakan motosikal. Ini macam Grab kan, ataupun apa nama dia, Grab Food, apa lagi sebab saya tak biasa guna. So program ini merupakan salah satu inisiatif kerajaan melalui Tekun Nasional untuk memberi peluang menjana pendapatan kepada golongan yang hilang punca pendapatan serta terjejas akibat penularan COVID, serta arahan PKP yang bermula pada 18 Mac lalu. So pembiayaan Tekun ni, mobile preneur ni juga merupakan kesinambungan program Tekun Mobile Preneur 1.0, 2.0. So pembiayaan Tekun Mobile Preneur disediakan kepada peserta untuk tujuan berikut: pembelian motosikal, dia give financing, baik pula motosikal masuk workshop pun they can apply. Okay, and then pendaftaran bersama syarikat e-hailing, yang Grab lah, Grab Food kan, dia kena daftar, kalau dia nak daftar lah kan. Modal pusingan dibagi juga. Okay, desain borang, tambahan penangguhan balik pembiayaan. Apa lagi ni? Tambahan penangguhan. Okay, this one kalau this one moratorium, dia also give moratorium. Ia adalah tambahan penangguhan bayaran balik selama 3 bulan, moratorium September to November kepada usahawan yang telah menerima penangguhan 6 bulan sebelum ini yang masih terjejas dengan dengan pandemik COVID-19. Moratorium. So Tekun also provide moratorium sama dengan bank kepada dia punya customer. Okay, so I think the rest you can read a lot of product offered to the entrepreneur. Just baca semua ni, then choose anyone that suitable, anyone that macam match dengan you punya apa namanya, business, you punya objektif nak yang mana kan. So this one Tekun. Another source of funding for the entrepreneur is SME Bank. We have SME Bank, Small and Medium Enterprise Bank in Malaysia, dekat Malaysia lah ni. So SME, they collaborate with the government, a collaboration between Ministry of Finance Malaysia and SME Bank. Okay, financing up to 3 million. On the, I think this one SME Technology Transformation Fund is part of the government economic stimulus package to provide financial assistance to SME to adopt digitalization and automation in their business operation in achieving higher productivity, process efficiency, efficient cost management and greater market penetration. So I think nowadays pun semua business go for online, go for technology, so we can apply from the SME. So the purpose of financing, this one restriction yang kan kita ada discuss tadi restrictions for the apa nama dia, debt financing tu, equipment, nak beli equipment and machinery, computer hardware, IT solutions, technology support service, let's say the business nak beli machine, then can apply for this grant. Ada intangible asset to enhance productivity and efficiency. So eligibility dia, registered with FSSM or Authorities District Officer for Sabah and Sarawak, and then shareholding by public listed companies or government linked should not exceed 20%, at least 51% of shares held by Malaysian residing in Malaysia, at least 2 years in operations, financially solvent and no legal action against the company. So service dia, sector service and manufacturing. Margin of financing 80% of the acquisition cost. So for sure when we want to apply for this type of financing, we need to provide a business plan, proposal semua, okay. Profit rate 4%. Okay. Collateral asset finance, so machine tu akan jadi collateral. Kalau they default, so the banks they akan use collateral lah untuk pay the financing. So guarantee scheme from Credit Guarantee Corporation or syarikat jaminan pembiayaan perniagaan. So the collateral. So this one the requirement. One of the initiative lah. So there are many other financing products from SME bank to the entrepreneur to the SME. Like My SME Lady, woman empowerment in business. Okay, contract financing, a package of financing facilities for contractors. A subordinate financing program. Special fund for tourism, rural economic development scheme. Okay, and then business accelerator program, small business financing, working capital financing for entrepreneur. So there are a lot of financings from the SME. Okay, and another things that I want to share with you here, I think this one from the Central Bank of Malaysia. Here, they have provide financing ecosystem, ecosystem, enhancing access to financing for the SME. Okay, maybe later on you married, I share with you here the ecosystem. So dia punya vision dia by the central bank, vision dia SME development framework for innovation and productivity driven growth, globally competitive SMEs across all sectors that enhance wealth creation and contribute to the social well-being. Okay, so the goals dia ada kat sini, SME development framework, increase business formation, expand number of high growth and innovative firms, raise productivity, intensify formalization. Okay, so this one from the authority, from the highest authority here in Malaysia. So focus area, innovation, technology, market access, human capital development, legal and regulatory environment, access to financing and infrastructure. So the action plan, the reliable database, monitoring and evaluation, effective coordination and effective business service. So from the government side also they try to support the SME. And then these are SME financing ecosystem. The BNM strategy, the value of creating ecosystem to achieve outcomes. The 5 pillars provide a comprehensive building block to enhance access to financing. Kat sini, the 5 building blocks je. Financial infrastructure. The microfinance institutional framework, strengthening development financial institutions, central credit reference, and then SME financing facilitation, Credit Bureau Malaysia, Credit Guarantee Corporation, financial infrastructure, financing and guarantee scheme, avenues to seek information and redress kat sini, any information that SME need. So these are given or prepared by Bank Negara, and then debt resolution and management in case SME happens insolvent ataupun default ke insolvent lah. So they can settle this if they have existing debt. And then outreach and awareness program, financial inclusion and education, SME events, media promotion, distributions of promotional materials through local authorities. Okay, and then itulah. So the SME financing ecosystem basically will cater all these 5 elements to enhance the SME in Malaysia. Okay, so I think the additional information you may just read the rest of the information here. Okay, these are all the, I think, the strategy that the central banks have think, I think a few years back. So let's say this one, financing and guarantee scheme, BNM SME Fund, Emergency Disaster Fund, CGC Guarantee Scheme, Venture Capital, Financing for New Growth Areas, Green Technology Financing Scheme. Let's say our business relate to green technology, they have a specific scheme for this type of. And then so many other infrastructure actually provide to the SME. Then if we go to the website of Central Bank, kita boleh tengok banyak sangat initiative done by the Central Bank. Okay, dan I nak baca kat sini. Why government so concerned on the SME? Because it represent 65% of total employment. More than half of the the Malaysian here basically involved with SME, 65% of total employment. Okay, so 97.3% SME shares of total formal business, 35.9% SME contribution to the GDP. This one in 2014. Now it's increasing. So 41.0% target SME contribution in 2020 is increased. So the master plan highlight 4 keys. The productivity of SME, the sizable number of SME compared to high income countries, Malaysia has a lower rate of business formation, with the majority of enterprise registered as sole proprietors. There are only a small number of high growth firms among Malaysian SME. And then because of the COVID-19, I think the number of small medium enterprise or small business have increased, and then few states, I think Selangor and Selangor and Pahang, they have given free zone business announced by the government, so we can open any business anywhere. But just choose the proper place lah to open the business. Okay. So that's just I think just a few sharing with me with regards to the source of funding for the SME. Okay. Mana I nak tengok punya ni. Okay. So far clear how the SME can get a funding for their business. Clear? Any question? So lepas ni kalau nak buat business kena cari read a lot. Don't forget to open the Bank Negara website. Sangat jarang orang buka Bank Negara website kan. Compare kepada buka Facebook, Instagram tu everyday. Tapi kalau buka Bank Negara website maybe once a year baru buka ataupun tak pernah buka. Okay, the website, Bank Negara website. Okay, a lot of information there. If you want to know the financial indicators, all the actually financial system in Malaysia, there are up-to-date news and information shared by the bank to the general public. Even awareness on the all about the financial informations, everything is there. Okay. So any question? Tak ada soalan? Tak ada soalan?
No, doktor. Tak ada, doktor.
Tak ada ya. So I think kalau nak maybe so far kalau as of now we can tengok information with regard to the SME or the small business at Central Bank website, and then Tekun, and then apa nama dia, Ministry of Finance, maybe banks website, kalau nak dapat informations lah on the financing.
Ada satu soalan. Yang satu teknik funding tu apa? Crowdfunding tu kat Malaysia belum ada lagi, doktor?
Oh ada, crowdfunding pun dah ada. Crowdfunding tu dia more on dia macam private punya, not from the government, it is private punya effort to give fundings also. Okay, what is crowdfunding is funding from the crowd. So one party open a mediums to attract funds from anybody around the world. Okay, it depends on them lah. If they want to open around the world, then they can, because it is online. Crowdfunding usually happens online lah. So memang ada satu admin ni, they administered the website of crowdfunding. Okay, and then this crowdfunding can be based on investment. They attract more investor to come to give money, and then they will promise a certain rate of profit lah kepada investor ni. Okay, kalau when we discuss about Islamic crowdfunding pula, certain Islamic crowdfunding based on sedekah, based on charity. Maksudnya dia bagi je just duit ni. Dia admin tu dia akan list down few project that they have that need money. So they apa nama dia, they open kepada public, anyone that wanted to give a charity, so they will collect. When they have enough money, they will give this money to the project listed. Kalau macam kalau dekat student pun dia ada buat juga crowdfunding ni, dia panggil sekolah fund. Sekolah fund nanti I type sekolah fund. Sekolah fund. Kita fund, sekolah fund. Ni sekolah fund, kita fund, crowdfunding juga. Sekolah fund ni campaign, dia akan buat campaign. Nampak? Campaign close, 300,000 raise. Okay. Biasanya dia akan buka, kalau dia ada macam satu projek, let's say 3 months ni dia nak collect fund untuk bagi kepada pelajar universiti untuk makanan, projek makanan let's say, ataupun projek tuition fee. Dia buka lah let's say 100,000. Okay, siapa yang nak bagi. Okay, when they achieve that, dia punya target punya amount ni, dia akan tutup lah. So what is Sekolah Fund? Sekolah Fund is a digital platform designed to crowdsource alternative sources. You tak nampak ya? Sekejap, I lupa nak share. I ingat dah share dah.
Tak ada.
Okay. Sekejap, I share. Boleh nampak dia punya website dia. It's quite interesting sebab student yang student yang start this project. Nampak dah? Okay. Sekolah Fund is a digital platform designed to crowdsource alternative sources of funding for tertiary education scholarship. Sekolah Fund provides solutions that address disadvantages related to the conventional merit-based scholarship system by connecting philanthropies and corporations with candidates from low to middle income families who have been vetted to have a demonstrable and genuine financial need. Okay, so nampak ni campaign close, dia ada campaign to raise a fund. So dia target 300,000 dia dah dapat dah. So investor ada 23 investor. So minimum target 300, maximum target is 500. Okay, so this one a kind of crowdfunding. They collect a fund from crowd. Okay, so introduction, ni semua dia punya project dia. Sekolah
How about
Fund is a web. Yes.
The legality dia, Doktor, untuk
Ah.
start business. Boleh siapa-siapa buat ke?
Untuk buka bisnes crowdfunding ni.
Contoh.
Business crowdfunding ataupun nak generate fund from crowdfunding.
Nak generate fund from crowdfunding, legality.
Oh, boleh. You kena macam identify platform for crowdfunding first and then need to register with them. So because nowadays memang banyak sangat people yang provide the platform, tapi kena cari yang the genuine one, the legal one. Need to investigate lah siapa dia ni sebenarnya. Kalau macam ni, ni nampak ni. And then kita kena kenal dia siapa, and then we have to register with them because and then we need to know the crowdfunding for certain this one, what is the objective. Like a Sekolah Fund ni, dia punya objektif je untuk students. Dia punya target objektif dia. Then ada yang crowdfunding untuk business. Cari yang business platform crowdfunding tu, and then you need to register yourself, need to submit your proposal that you need to have a fund. So they will market your business to attract to attract investor and give you money. So dia punya terms and condition, it depends on them lah. Let's say maybe dia akan bagi certain profit rate. Let's say you perlukan 100,000, dia kenakan 3%, 4%. Then dia bagi you have to pay lah later on. Dia ada dia punya scheme juga macam tu. But the way they collect fund on your behalf is from the crowd. And the contract is depends on them. So for us, better to find maybe for the Muslim Islamic crowdfunding, for the non-Muslim, you can do you can find any crowdfunders, but need to investigate who are there first. Okay. Kalau macam ni dah well known lah, kalau macam sekolah fund yang macam ni. Okay, student pun kalau nak fund pun dia boleh register and then they approach these guys, group of sekolah fund ni, and then inform them what do you need, okay, what is your funding problem, okay. Okay, nanti I cari sekolah crowdfunding. Ni crowdfunding for startup. Crowdfunding for small business. Now anyone can fund your business. Raise capital. Okay. Featured companies on Fundable. So banyak biasanya. Biasanya orang yang bagi duit kepada crowdfunders ni untuk sebabnya crowdfunders ni, this is platform of crowdfunders. Basically, this is a intermediary that connect the investor and the businessman. Okay, so business that need money need to register. So investor can choose any business that they want to invest into. So there will be a certain profit rate for them when they invest their money. Okay, so ni banyak ni. These are the featured companies on Fundable. These are the list of business that need money. Clean Robotics, Shark Design, Advanced Unit. Okay. So meaning that this company already registered with this platform, and then they need money. Nampak ni, 50k members, 120k works uploaded. So click and then try to understand lah. Okay. So, kalau let's say kita nak ni pun, kita need money, we register with this platform. Adalah dia punya term and condition dia tu. Private fundraisers, but request access. So kalau kita okay, kena register lah sebenarnya. Fast fact, this one details on the business if you want to invest into this business. Okay, so far okay tak on the crowdfunding?
Okay lah tu, okay. Thank you lah tu.
Islamic crowdfunding pun banyak juga sebab yang I tahu sebab I kan academician, so ramai yang buat research on Islamic crowdfunding based on wakaf contract, based on mudarabah contract, Islamic contract that is applied in crowdfunding. So all the terms and the condition need to follow the contract. Like wakaf, maksudnya kalau investor they give money to the wakaf based crowdfunding, no profit at all lah, sebab wakaf is a charity kan, so just bagi je, so purpose dia macam nak dapat pahala. Kalau mudarabah ada profit sharing, musyarakah ada profit sharing. Kalau based on charity, no profit, they just give a charity purpose. Macam tu. Ada juga biasanya untuk fund the students, fund the needy, fund a social project, macam tu. Okay. So is there any question? Any other question? Tak ada. So if there is no questions, we just end our class here. Can we? You only
Okay.
senyap je.
Kan.
Nah, risau pula I macam nampak muka I seorang je kat sini.
We are okay, just the shame.
Yes.
Dia pula nak malu pulanya. Okay, so we end our class. Okay, we just end our class. Thank you. Okay, Assalamualaikum. And take care, ya.
Thank you, Doktor. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you, Rata.
Thank you, doctor.
Amin.
Okay.